On April 26, 2009, the Save Our Earth Conference 2009 was held in Seoul, South Korea and broadcast live on Supreme Master Television. This timely and informative event was organized by Mr. Chung Sung-hyun, the president of the Chungnyeongsa Publishing Company. Chungnyeongsa Publishing Company recently published the Korean edition of the #1 international best-selling book, The Birds in My Life, written by Supreme Master Ching Hai. The Korean edition also became an instant bestseller in Korea's largest bookstore chain, Kyobo Bookstore. Over 1,700 people attended the conference to find out more information about how to save our planet in this critical time of climate change. Attendees included concerned citizens, government officials, scientists, journalists, spiritual practitioners, artists, writers, and dignitaries such as Congressman Lee Seok-hyun and Kang Chang-il, Mr. Jung Soon-gap, Executive Director of World Meteorological Organization, or WMO, which is a UN non-profit organization, Dr. Michael Bascombe, an animal telepathic communicator from Australia, Mr. Kim Yong-gyu, Commissioner of Gangwon Province Military Manpower Administration and former Brigadier General of the Korean Army, Mr. Yoon Ji-hyun, a renowned children's author and lecturer, Professor Choi Haeng-sik, Vice Chairman of Korean Law Association and Chairman of Global Warming Emergency Measures Committee, Mr. Na Yong-cheol, President of Ecology TV and Director of Korea Mass Media Club, Dada Sitarain Janananda, author and meditation teacher, Song Man-gyu, a famous painter renowned for his work of the Seomjing River, and Mr. Ho Jun-hwang, composer. Supreme Master Ching Hai also accepted the invitation to attend the Save Our Earth Conference 2009 via video conference as guest of honor to share her insight and perspectives on the critical issue of climate change and the most effective solution, an animal-free diet. We now invite you to join us for the 9-part rebroadcast of the Save Our Earth Conference 2009, held on April 26, 2009 in Seoul, South Korea.
Next, we have Mr. Lee Young-jung, the policy chairperson of Jeju Coalition for Children's Health, the head of the Policy Research Team for Children's Health on the Presidential Commission for Sustainable Development, and former Secretary General of the People's Coalition for Children's Health.
Welcome, Mr. Lee.
아이들의 몸과 마음이 심각하게 병들고 있습니다. 칭하이 무상사께서는 이러한 문제를 포괄적으로 채식을 중심으로 하는 소박한 삶과 무생명과의 평화가 해결책이라고 말씀하시고 계십니다. 그 가르침을 잘 받겠고요. 전 세계 아이들의 건강을 위해 또 다른 지혜가 있으시면 말씀해 주시면 고맙겠습니다.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. We appreciate your concern for the children's health. I have a similar concern, and that is why I love it when I see the parents and schools provide more healthy food for the young students. As for the increasing problems you mentioned that are a result of the children's diet, I also agree with you. And one of the very most harmful is meat. Meat is, in reality, a concentrated toxin, basically. It contains all the ingredients you mentioned, such as the effect of pesticides, fertilizers, genetically modified feed, and chemicals, etc. Meat consumption is also being linked to more and more diseases. This is not even talking about the cruelty of animal torturing and massacring to make the meat for the human to consume. Milk products are also no good. Milk in some cases can cause a strong allergic reaction, such as skin rash or intestinal problems. It has also been scientifically known that milk products remove more calcium during digestion than they provide. We have been taught the contrary. But I believe it is only a matter of informing the adults so that they understand all of these effects. Parents do want the best for their children, so they just need to know about the harms so they can avoid it. In fact, many of the diseases you mentioned in your question are caused by meat, according to the latest research. Here are some of the damaging aspects of meat and dairy, just to list a few. Example, cured meats and fish increase leukemia in children, the risk of leukemia in children. Antibiotic-resistant superbug infections from a strain of Staphylococcus aureus. Blue tongue disease, E. coli, Salmonella, bird flu, mad cow disease, Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, 90% of the population at risk, pig's disease, plus newly appeared pig flu that kills and transmits from human to human, listeriosis, shellfish poisoning, preeclampsia, Campylobacter, Clostridium difficile, disease hidden in healthy appearing livestock, etc. Obesity also is caused by meat. Worldwide, now 1.6 billion adults are overweight, with 400 million more who are obese. Costs $93 billion each year for medical expenses in the United States alone. At least 2.6 million people die annually from problems related to being overweight or obese. It's worse than war. If you need any of this information or more updated info, sir, please, we're happy to make it available for you by our association member, or please log on to www.suprememastertv.com. I hope the parents can understand that giving meat is not giving the best to their children. The best is to give the food that does not involve torturing, killing. This is the safest and most guarantee for good results, both spiritually and physically. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much for your enlightening answer, Master.
Thank you.
Some of the diseases related to meat consumption and/or production. Swine flu. Cured meats and fish increase leukemia risk in children. Antibiotic-resistant superbug infections from a strain of Staphylococcus aureus, blue tongue disease. E. coli. Salmonella. Bird flu, mad cow disease or Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, 90% of the population at risk. Pig's disease or PMWS. Listeriosis, shellfish poisoning, preeclampsia, Campylobacter, Clostridium difficile, diseases hidden in healthy appearing livestock. Some of the costs of meat eating. Infertility. Eating just one serving of meat per day increases the risk of women's infertility by 32%, with additional meat consumption increasing the risk. Heart disease. Over 17 million lives lost globally each year. Cost of cardiovascular disease is at least $1 trillion a year. Cancer. Over 1 million new colon cancer patients diagnosed each year. More than 600,000 colon cancer-related mortalities annually. In the United States alone, colon cancer treatment costs about $6.5 billion. Millions of people are newly diagnosed with other meat-related cancers every year. Diabetes. 246 million people are affected worldwide. An estimated $174 billion spent each year on treatment in just the United States. Obesity. Worldwide, 1.6 billion adults are overweight, with 400 million more who are obese. Costs $93 billion each year for medical expenses in the United States alone. At least 2.6 million people die annually from problems related to being overweight or obese. Environmental. Use up to 70% of clean water, pollute most of the water bodies, deforest the lungs of the earth, uses up to 43% of the world's cereal, uses up to 85% of the world's soy, cause world hunger and wars, 80% cause of global warming. Plus more.
Some of the costs of milk consumption. Bacterial microbes, pesticides and enzymes found in cheese derived from the inner stomach linings of other animals. Up to 80% of the calories in cheese are from pure fat. Breast, prostate and testicular cancer from hormones present in milk. Listeria and Crohn's disease. Hormones and saturated fat leads to osteoporosis, obesity, diabetes and heart disease. Linked to higher incidences of multiple sclerosis. Classified as a major allergen. Lactose intolerance. Plus more.
Next is Dr. Zhu Wan-woong. He is chairman of International Moderation Association and chief of Korean branch of International Commission for Prevention of Alcoholism and Drug Dependency.
Welcome, Dr. Zhu.
예, 칭하 여사님, 평소에 하나밖에 없는 지구를 살리기 위하여 미션과 패션과 비전을 가지시고 애쓰시는 모습에 늘 감동을 받고 있습니다. 근데 오늘 이렇게 장시간 조금도 지치지 않으시고 해박한 지식으로 다양한 질문에 답하시는 그 모습에 감동을 받습니다. 다 하늘이 주신 채식의 힘 때문이죠.
Wow, thank you.
This is the power from heaven. The power of vegetarianism. 저는 지금 금연, 금주, 마약 예방 운동 그리고 채식 운동을 하고 있습니다. 지구촌을 파괴시키는 주범인 육식 외에 사회의 골칫거리인 독성물질 술, 담배가 있습니다. 이런 독성물질들을 절제하는 것은 개인의 건강, 건전한 사회, 그리고 행복한 지구촌을 건설하는 데 매우 중요하다고 생각합니다. 금연, 금주, 사회를 만들기 위하여 가장 효과적인 대책이 있으시다고 하면 오늘 고견을 말씀해 주시면 대단히 감사하겠습니다. Thank you so much.
감사합니다. All the smoke when I go out sometime make me cough, but still some people don't believe it. I agree with you, sir. We should ban all the smokes, all the alcohol, all the drugs, and all the meat as well. All the harmful things to our health and our moral standards. We should ban them all. I appreciate your vision, which I also share, sir, of a smoke-free, drug-free, alcohol-free, and meat-free society. I believe that it is possible, sir. Well, the last few years alone, we have seen new laws, such as smoking and alcohol bans, passed in different countries. So everywhere we go to restaurant now, we can breathe the clean air, huh? So with the scientific follow-up studies, it shows significant health improvements for the people. As far as what is the most effective way to create a smoke-free, alcohol-free society, I would say what you already know, that we first inform people of the harms, which are turning out to be more and more as research deepened. That, combined with things like raising taxes on the alcohol and cigarettes and limiting the times that they are sold, as well as not making them visible in the stores. All these things are helping and will continue to help. But you can tell your government by writing, by discussing, by talking, that I think ban them totally is the best for our health and the health of our children. If we can help in providing you with information that you could hand out, we would be happy to do so. Or you could also look to the www.suprememastertv.com for free download of all informations and updated info concerning these matters. The progress is slow, Dr. Joe, but I believe it will continue. Thank you for your enthusiasm, your concern about the health of the people, and your courage to speak out of what is right. God bless you. Buddha bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your soul-awakening answer, Master.
Welcome.
Some of the tragic tolls of alcohol. 1.8 million alcohol-related deaths per year worldwide. Cost of alcohol-related illnesses, $186.4 billion in the United States, up to $210 to $665 billion globally. Disease. Higher amounts of alcohol increase the cancer risk. Even half a glass of wine daily increases the risk of mouth or throat cancer by 168%. Cancer of the liver, breast, colon, liver disease, cardiovascular disease, metal toxicity, brain damage, amnesia and dementia, brain shrinkage, organ failure, heart, liver, kidneys, stomach, pancreas, eyes, birth defects, mental retardation, fetal alcohol syndrome, stunted growth, facial deformity, sudden infant death syndrome, miscarriage. Alcohol-related violence, child abuse, 50% of cases, violence toward loved ones, 30% of cases, violent acts, 40 to 80% of cases, suicides, 20 to 50% of cases. Plus more.
Some of the tragic tolls of tobacco.
5.4 million smoking-related deaths per year worldwide. Cost of smoking-related illnesses, $96 billion in the United States alone.
Speeds the aging process. Toxic residues of third-hand smoke.
Heart disease, coronary thrombosis, cerebral thrombosis, kidney failure.
Cancer. Lung cancer, esophagus cancer, kidneys cancer, bladder cancer.
Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, emphysema, bronchitis. Stroke. Impotence.
Additional harms for second-hand smoking. Sudden infant death syndrome, infertility, miscarriages and premature deliveries. Childhood asthma, bronchitis, ear infection, cleft lip or palate, hyperactivity and aggression in asthmatic boys, circulatory problems in women. Plus more.
Next, we have Professor Lee Jong-duk. She is Chief of the Home of Life and former Professor of Education in Dongduk University and former President of Korean Alliance for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals.
Welcome, Professor Lee.
안녕하세요. 한 10여 년 만에 뵙는 것 같아서 굉장히 반갑습니다. 저는 20년 가까이 유기동물, 버려진 동물들 그걸 돌보는 일을 해오면서 너무나 절절히 뼈저리게 가슴에 느껴온 것이 뭐냐면 우리나라 사람들 의식이 동물에 대해서나 식물에 대해서나 생명 존엄 의식이 많이 부족한 현실이라 그렇게 생각됐고 어떻게 하면 무생명에 대한 외경, 생명 외경에 대한 감성을 가슴에 사무치도록 느낄 수 있는 그런 국민이 될 수 있을지 하는 것이 항상 문제였었습니다. 그래서 스승님께 여쭙고 싶은 것은 물론 집단 무의식, 그러니까 인습에 대한 무의식적인 전수, 또 입맛 바꾸기가 얼마나 어려운가, 또 사람의 의식 수준을 바꾸기가 얼마나 어려운가 하는 것을 잘 알고 있으면서 스님께 질문을 이렇게 드리고 싶습니다. 어떻게 하면 사무치도록 생명에 대한 사랑의 감성을 올릴 수 있는 그런 방안이 있을 수 있을까요? 이 질문만 드리겠습니다.
Thank you, Professor Lee. Madam, on behalf of the animals, I thank you for your generous care, kind heart, and your courage. You are correct. It is difficult to change humans' consciousness, but it is possible. Many times it is because people do not know or have not been informed of the intelligence of animals, of their love, of the emotions that they share with humans. But we can help trying to provide people with the opportunity to experience for themselves the beautiful qualities of animals, our co-inhabitants, our neighbors. For example, one of the teachers in Korea had told me that she taught her students using my book, The Dogs in My Life. From there, the children learn to further remember and develop their already compassionate nature, to the point that they would not even think about eating their wonderful animal friend. And this approach does not require a lot of resources. We can also distribute the flyers and provide opportunities for people to be in direct contact with animals. Our association members can also provide you with leaflets that are already translated into Korean. We do what we can. We try our best to help the animals. The animals know also of your care and are grateful, Professor. With our planet already having reached the critical mass of vegetarianism to be the diet of choice, more and more in the future, people are becoming vegan, which is surely raising humans' collective, noble consciousness to be more loving and kind towards all beings. So please have hope and pray, Professor. Once people stop the meat-eating habit, they will naturally develop a deeper reverence for all life and love for all things. Heaven bless you and your noble work. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your enlightening answer, Master.
Vegetarianism in religion.
The Baha'i Faith. Regarding the eating of animal flesh and abstinence therefrom, know thou of a certainty that, in the beginning of creation, God determined the food of every living being, and to eat contrary to that determination is not approved. Selections from the Baha'i writings of some aspects of health and healing.
Buddhism. All meats eaten by living beings are of their own relatives. Lankavatara Sutra.
Cao Dai. The most important thing is to stop killing, because animals also have souls and understand like humans. If we kill and eat them, then we owe them a blood debt. Teachings of the Saints.
Christianity. Meats for the belly, and the belly for meats, but God shall destroy both it and them. Holy Bible.
And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. Holy Bible.
Confucianism. All men have a mind which cannot bear to see the sufferings of others. The superior man, having seen the animals alive, cannot bear to see them die. Having heard their dying cries, he cannot bear to eat their flesh. Mencius. Essenes.
I am come to end the sacrifices and feasts of blood, and if ye cease not offering and eating of flesh and blood, the wrath of God shall not cease from you. Gospel of the Holy 12.
Hinduism. Since you cannot bring killed animals back to life, you are responsible for killing them. Therefore you are going to hell. There is no way for your deliverance. Adilila.
He who desires to augment his own flesh by eating the flesh of other creatures lives in misery in whatever species he may take his birth. Mahabharata anew.
Islam. Allah will not give mercy to anyone except those who give mercy to other creatures. Hadith.
Do not allow your stomachs to become graveyards of animals. Hadith.
Jainism. A true monk should not accept such food and drink as has been especially prepared for him involving the slaughter of living beings. Sutra Kritanga.
Judaism. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people. Holy Bible. Blood meaning flesh.
Sikhism. Those mortals who consume marijuana, flesh and wine, no matter what pilgrimages, fasts and rituals they follow, they will all go to hell. Guru Granth Sahib.
Taoism. Do not go into the mountain to catch birds and nets, nor to the water to poison fishes and minnows. Do not butcher the ox that plows your field. Tract of the Quiet Way.
Tibetan Buddhism. The offering to the deities of meat obtained by killing animate beings is like offering a mother the flesh of her own child, and this is a grievous failure. The supreme path of discipleship.
Zoroastrianism. Those plants I, Ahura Mazda, or God, rain down upon the earth to bring food to the faithful and fodder to the beneficent cow. Avesta.
Everybody knows that vegetarian diet is good for health and to save the planet. They will be awakening their own great, compassionate, loving self-nature, and then their level of consciousness will rise up automatically, and they will understand more than they ever did, and they'll be closer to heaven than what they are right now.
Next up is Mr. Ryu Se-hyun, a renowned cultural event planner and president of Idea Playground Imagination Factory. He directed High Seoul Festival from 2003 to 2007.
예, 우선 긴 시간 동안에 정말 성의 있고 훌륭한 답변 감사드립니다. 저는 축제와 어떠한 지역 마케팅을 기반으로 한 문화기획을 하고 있는 유재현이라고 합니다. 저는 커다란 축제를 기획해서 그러는지 많은 사람들을 만납니다. 그렇기 때문에 지금과 같은 정말 좋은 이런 이야기들을 그 많은 사람들한테 전하고 싶다라는 생각이 많거든요. 특히 지구, 그리고 생명, 그리고 녹색에 대해서, 그리고 개인적으로 식물에 대해서 정말 좋아합니다. 이러한 녹색 생명 캠페인이라고 이렇게 말씀드릴 수 있는 이러한 부분들을 이렇게 전달하고 싶은 이런 기획자한테 이렇게 들려주실 수 있는 조언 혹시 있을까 부탁드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. Thank you. Bravo, Mr. Rio. Bravo. It is wonderful to see that you wish to contribute in a more meaningful way and more powerful way through events that everyone enjoys. If you ask for my suggestion about a green campaign, I would of course say that the most important message is to be vegan. No animal products in our diet. With this message, you could do all kinds of things to help people understand. First of all, that they can also enjoy eating plant-based food. And by doing so, they benefit their own health and the health of the entire planet. Of course, you can also add other green elements, such as technology, recycling, eco-transportation, and so on and so forth. But since the most important action to actually save our planet is the vegetarian lifestyle, that is the message I would suggest first. We have to stay alive first before anything else. And the vegan diet will save our lives because it will save the ecology, it will save the planet. According to my knowledge, other ventures that have been successful in the green fields are also good at informing people about their principles. So you can also help by letting people know about the various issues and the alternative solutions that perhaps they did not think of before. For example, why is it important to eat organic fruits and organic vegetables? Or brown rice instead of white rice? For the global warming issue, our organization has a lot of material that has already been developed and researched, which you would be welcome to use in any way you wish. It's always available, free, on suprememastertv.com. The media is a very important part of the global warming message. Your events are media-based, so you have an opportunity for a key role in the solution. Everywhere you can just put the slogan, "Be Veg, Go Green, Save the Planet." That will also help a lot. Thank you again, Mr. Rio, and I wish you all the best in your green, noble endeavors. Heaven bless you abundantly.
Thank you so much for your considerate answer, Master.
Thank you.
European Parliament supports reducing meat to lower greenhouse gases.
Call vote. Vote is now open.
Reduce your meat consumption or stop eating meat totally.
During discussions on greenhouse gas reduction goals, the Climate Committee of the European Parliament officially recognized livestock's contribution to global warming and recommended a reduction of subsidies to the livestock industry to curb methane.
My name is Jens Holm. I'm a member of the European Parliament. Please, be veg, go green, save the planet.
Next is Professor Lee Suk-yeon. She is chairperson of Korean Vegetarian Association and professor of Pharmacy School at Samyuk University. She is also the vice chairperson of Korea Slow Food Culture Center.
안녕하세요. 감사합니다.
Welcome.
오랫동안 이렇게 아름다운 이야기를 듣게 해주신 분들께 감사드립니다. 제 별명은 현미 전도사입니다. 지금 방금 전에 우리 칭하이님께서 현미 이야기를 처음으로 해주셨습니다. 우리가 이제 지구를 구하는 방법은 답이 나왔습니다. 칭하이님을 통해서 우리가 결국은 채식을 하지 않으면 지구는 구할 수 없다라는 답이 나왔습니다. 그래서 우리가 이제 채식을 하기로 이제 우리가 하는데 어떻게 그러면 빠르게 그리고 효과적으로 이 채식 운동을 전개해 나갈 수 있을런지 그에 대한 답을 좀 주셨으면 감사하겠고요. 그리고 이제 여사님은 어떻게 구체적인 현미 채식 생활을 하고 계신지 그걸 말씀해 주시면 좋겠습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. On the Supreme Master Television, we have made a tip of how to cook brown rice. But if you ask, I tell you, very simple. You cook usually like white rice, yeah? But it's best to soak the brown rice overnight or a few hours before cooking. And don't cook it too dry. A little bit soft and moist is better. It's not like white rice. It's a little bit harder. So it needs to be soaking and bring out the best from the brown rice before we cook. Yes, and then just give enough water. Like normal white rice, maybe. Then you try a couple of times. Yeah? Soak the brown rice before you cook. That is the secret. Soak overnight or many hours before you cook.
The second part of the question, our Vegetarian Association members are clearly aware that changing the diet not only enhances our health, but also helps to prevent global warming. Is there a good way to spread vegetarianism more rapidly and more effectively? I would appreciate it if you could kindly show us the way. Thank you.
You are just too humble, Dr. Lee. I think you know how. But thank you. Thank you, Professor, and your members for sharing this noble ideal of vegetarianism. We are ourselves now trying our best to promote the vegan diet as quickly as possible in order to save lives on the planet in time. Through our SOS flyer distribution, opening of vegan restaurants, internet connection, TV programs, and cooking shows, etc. This is at the grassroots level, which is effective and immediate, with individuals changing their dietary meat habit after they receive this information. So if you would like any of these materials for your group to use in your activities, you may freely obtain them anytime from suprememastertv.com, or please demand it from our association member nearby you in Korea or anywhere in the world. On a larger scale, if all media and governments lend their supporting hands to the meat-free cause, this vital message will be even more readily available for the public. So we continue to write to the leaders of the nations and call for a stop to meat production, to protect our future, to save our lives, to ensure our planet's survival for future generations. Please do your part. Thank you so much, Professor, and your members.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your answer, Master.
Welcome.
마침 그 기후변화 클라이밋 체인지가 바로 우리 옆에 와 있고 굉장히 중요한 일이면 또 제가 WMO 집행이사이기 때문에 굉장히 관심을 많이 갖고 있는데 그것을 주제로 이렇게 수프림 TV에서 이런 컨퍼런스를 하고 있다는데 굉장히 자긍심을 가지고 또 오늘 참석하신 분들이 제가 한 내용에 공감을 조금이라도 많이 했으면 좋겠다. 그래서 이 안보 차원으로 다뤄야 되는 문제고 우리만의 문제가 아니고 인류만의 문제가 아니고 지구 전체의 문제이기 때문에 같이 심각하게 생각해서 그 해결책을 찾자 하는데 조금이라도 제가 도움이 됐다 그러면은 참 무한한 영광으로 생각합니다. 굉장히 기쁘게 생각합니다. 아까 말씀드린 대로 채식이 거기에 중요한 역할을 하는 것은 저도 틀림없다고 생각합니다. 제 마음을 담아서 자료들을 가지고 얘기한 것이기 때문에 심각성을 가지고 안보 문제로 생각해서 지구를 지켜주셨으면 감사하겠습니다.
저도 채식주의자니까 와서 저기 지구 어떻게 보호하는지 왔거든요. 와서 들어보니까 더 적극적으로 계속 채식해야 되고 다른 사람한테도 알려줘야 되고 아주 중요한 운동이에요.
저는 그 환경 오염의 심각성을 느껴가지고 열심히 채식을 해요. 나 한 사람으로 인해서 지구가 많이 바뀔 수 있다는 거에서 학생이지만 지구를 살릴 수 있다는 점에서 많은 희망을 얻었고요. 더 열심히 해야겠다고.
그러셨어요?
예. 지구 온난화가 더 심각해져가지고 빨리 주변 사람들을 더 많이 채식하게 해야 열심히 해야
Be veg, go green, save the planet.
You're watching Words of Wisdom on Supreme Master Television. Join us on Wednesday for Part 8 of Save Our Earth Conference 2009 with special guest Supreme Master Ching Hai. A journey through aesthetic realms is up next, right after noteworthy news. Wishing you ever more happiness and peace in heaven's light and love.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/WOW